Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Today Outside, the show where we review things that are outside. I'm your host, Fred Melendez, and on today's episode, we will be reviewing ant hills. Now, this is a little hard to see, actually, but this is an ant hill right here, a nice little tiny one. It's a little bigger yesterday, but the rain kind of washed it out. And so what ant hills are they are just pieces of dirt, rocks, tiny little things that the ants dig out of the ground, and they put them right outside the entry hole. And you can see some ants crawling around doing that right now. There's one over here too, a little bit further away. Like I said, this is a tiny one. Sometimes they get really big. And the bigger the ants are, usually the bigger the ant holes or the ant hills are, because they're bigger. They can carry more stuff out. They need more space underground. So there we go. You might be able to see an ant emerging soon. Ant hills are more or less just, hey, let's get our crap out of here. Let's build some ant farms. It's just the entryway. They build them wherever. This happens to be on a patio, so they probably have some pretty straight coordinated holes, at least for the first little bit. There's an ant coming out now. Isn't that pretty cool? So all these ants work together, and you usually only see a couple, but there could be thousands, there could be millions of ants, I think. Don't quote me on that, in one ant farm. And all these little ants, they're worker ants, and they all do work for the queen, and their job is just to keep on digging and make more room for more ants. And I'm sure at some point they go out and get food, gather food, stuff like that. I enjoy watching ant hills, get bigger. It's kind of fun, just to see that, hey, like one little pebble at a time turns into a hill. They don't call it an ant slope or an ant incline. They call it a hill for a reason, and that's because they're getting their job done. They're doing their work, and that's pretty sweet. We respect hard workers on Today Outside. One bad thing about ant hills is, if you step on them barefoot, you could be covered in ants. And if you're not very lucky, they could be the worst type of ants to step on, and you could end up really messed up. Also, ant hills are good because it's just like, hey, the ants are outside. Ants inside, they're not so much fun. They're in the walls. They don't have hills. They don't go underground. So when you see an ant hill, you're like, hey, those ants are not in my house, and that's nice. Camping, always check and make sure that you're not about to sit on or lay down on ant hills, because like I said, you're not sure what type of ants you're about to lay down on. These guys, they're pretty small, not too much to worry about. The big ants, they're just not fun. So it's a testament to how hard work in little spurts. Everybody does their one little job, and you create a home for yourself. And that's pretty cool. It's a little too communist for me. I like the idea that like one of those ants can go out and like paint, and it's not necessarily for the immediate help of the colony, but like when it gets cold and winter's around and there's nothing to do, you got those pretty little ant paintings to look at. But that's in like a less communistic ant society. So anyway, we talked to the scientific researchers and the biologists at the black sites across the world, and ant hills get a 7 out of 10 on the official rating board. So there you go. A little bit of hard work from everybody makes the world move, but also like you don't want to be beholden to the queen the whole time. Sometimes you got to be like, hey, what about what I want? So but that's tough for ants. Ants, their society is basically, everybody's mom is the same, and the mom kind of says what goes down. So that being said, happy Mother's Day to the queen ant down there, and happy Mother's Day to my mom and every mom out there. Moms are great, and they get an honorary 10 out of 10 today, but that's not officially reviewed. We'll do that one day, but going to be careful with that one. But honorary mention, 10 out of 10 for moms, 7 out of 10 for ant hills. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Tune in tomorrow for some more exciting reviews of things that happen to be outside.